Jama'ah. Uh, who initiated this Jama'ah and why? What are the circumstances?
The first question has to be reframed from Ahmadiyya viewpoint, because there was no man on earth who founded Ahmadiyyat as such. Because Ahmadiyyat, we believe, is founded by God, like Islam was founded, not by Hadhrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but by God. But Ahmadiyyat is founded within Islam, not outside Islam. First of all, it is Allah who fulfilled His promise to Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is mentioned in the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Jumu'ah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم وهو العزيز الحكيم. That means the second part of the promise was to be fulfilled at a time which was so far removed in years from the time of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallam, that they should be referred to as Akharina minhum. So that is the promise where Ahmadiyyat comes into picture. The scholars, all old classical Muslim scholars, have been discussing these aspects, and they all agree to the point that at the time in the latter days, which are of course nowadays, God will send a reformer by the name of Al-Mahdi, Al-Imam Al-Mahdi. Another reformer is mentioned under the title Al-Messiah. We have been speaking of these two in earlier meetings, so I will not go into that question unless you require me to go once again into the matter. But remember this, Ahmadiyyat, we believe, is exactly the fulfillment of the promise mentioned in the Holy Quran as a people who would be called Akhareen, but who somehow by Allah will be brought up in a manner that their quality of faith, their quality of dedication, their quality of righteousness will bring them in the same bracket as the people of the earlier days who supported Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah. And that also implies, according to me, that they will face the same hazards requiring personal sacrifices as were faced earlier by Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah and his followers. So this is in short my answer. Ahmadiyyat, we believe, was founded by Allah on the same, with the same background as I have mentioned. But one last thing. Ordinarily people speak of founders not as God but as people whom God has chosen. So perhaps he wanted to find out, to get my answer from that angle. So I'll cover that angle too. When we say Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the founder of Islam, and others also refer to that, or Moses was founder of Judaism, I believe this is not the right expression. All religions are founded by God. They represent God, and through their agency, religions are founded. So within Islam, Ahmadiyyat in that sense was founded by Hadhrat Mirza Ahmad of Qadian, who was born in the Punjab in a village, in a small township we should say, which was very close to village rather than to a big town, in 1835, year 1835, and he belonged to a family of Mughals, as they were called, but they in fact had come from Persia and had lived for many centuries in Persia. Originally, they might have come from anywhere, I don't know. But we know that had, when they came to India at the time of Babur, the founder, he was the founder of the Mughal dynasty in India. They came here, and because they were also called Mughals and they were great leaders in their area, so they were honored by the Mughal emperor, and they were gifted a property of 70 villages around, where they also exercised the right of magistracy and rule. So a small estate was given with the rights of states, the subordinate state. That continued till the time of the Sikhs. When the Sikhs uh, fought them during the anarchy period of the Punjab was in anarchy, and uprooted the family. And when they returned later on, when Ranjit Singh came to power, it was a very much small, reduced estate that they returned to with no state powers. This time it was 4 villages, including Qadian. Yes. One was Dheni, one was Dangal, and one other was a small village. Altogether 3 or 4 villages. This was the period when the British came and they established their rule, and Hadhrat Mirza Ahmad Qadiani was born in 1835. While you know the British Raj had got established in India before that. So up to that, I think it's sufficient. If you require anything else to know about him and how he did it, how was he appointed by God, if, as I say, he was appointed by God, then I'll answer that part of the question after this translation.
Yes, sir.
Now, you may ask me, if you like, the question as to why, on what authority do I say that when the Holy Quran promised Akharina minhum, the purpose was to raise their moral standard and religious and spiritual standard to a degree that they should be counted among the earlier people who were brought up by Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So I made this claim. This is a very tall claim. People may not agree with me. So if you like to ask me this question, I'll
Yes,
answer.
Hadhrat, of course.
Please.